Welcome students to the next session. In the previous sessions we have discussed that I'm talking about hydrogen atom. Let us say this is the nucleus and these are the orbits, right? These are the orbits. N is equal to 2, N is equal to 3. These are all principal quantum numbers. These are specific orbits. Now here electron from here can jump to the second orbit, or from the second orbit from n is equal to 1 to n is equal to 2 it can jump, or from n is equal to 2 to n is equal to 3 it can jump, provided you give energy to the electron. The reverse is also possible. From higher state it can come to a lower state, and during this process it releases energy, it emits energy, it releases energy, emits energy. This energy is in the terms of, it is in terms of light. Okay, this light can be visible or invisible depending upon the frequency values or the lambda values, wavelength values. If you recollect our discussion, 450 to 600 nanometers is the visible range. All right, so you have UV range, you have ultraviolet and infrared range also. All right, so this energy is released in this process, and this emission of light we are calling this as spectra. Okay, so we have seen this relationship energy h nu. It can also be written as this h is Planck's constant. H is equal to 6.62 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joule seconds. This is frequency. This can also be written as hc by lambda. Lambda c is the speed of light, 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second in vacuum. Alright, so we have seen that expression for energy. When you put n is equal to 1, you get the energy of electron in the first orbit. N is equal to 2, you put energy of the electron in the second orbit. Alright, so we can find delta E is equal to, let us say, E2 minus E1, right? Difference of energy. So this can be written as hc by lambda 2 by hc by lambda 1, isn't it? Because h and c are constants, so it can be written as lambda 2 by lambda 1. Alright, now this delta E, the emitted energy, suppose from here to here it is moving, it is emitted in the form of light. So we have different series actually. So we will discuss about those series, and there are some specific names, there is some specific range. We will discuss about that. If you look at this expression, delta E, which is equal to E2 minus E1, it was, if you take Hc, if you take Hc common, this can be expressed as h nu. See, delta is basically difference of energy of higher state and lower state. This delta E can be expressed as h times nu, isn't it? Because this emitted, this energy difference is released like a light, and it will have some specific frequency, or this is equal to hc by lambda. Alright, so we can write hc by lambda is equal to E2 minus E1. So that is expressed as, we have calculated this energy as 13.6 z square. Remember, this energy expression was, the general expression was in electron volts, 13.6 z square by n square, right? Where n is the orbits, z is the atom, the element you are talking about. So here it becomes 1 by n1 square minus n2 square. Okay. So this h and c, they are both constants. So if you rearrange the term, you can get the wave number. This 1 by lambda is called the wave number. Wave number. It is equal to 13.6. This is in electron volts. This is in electron volts. I told you that electron volt is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joules. Right? H and C value you know. So when you arrange the things, you get another constant here. Now that constant is called Rydberg constant. Rydberg constant. This is called Rydberg constant. It is equal to 1.097 into 10 to the power of 7 meter inverse. How you are going to get this Rydberg constant means this value anyway you know, right? So this is 13.6 into 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 divided by h. H is 6.62 into 10 to the power of minus 34 and C is 3 into 10 to the power of 8. When you solve this, you get a constant which is this. So this is the wave number 1 upon lambda. So this is the generic equation to find the wave number. It depends upon the Rydberg constant, z value, which element you are talking about, and the orbits. Alright. So let us see this with the help of a sketch. Just make a note of it. Let me show this with lines. Now let us say this is the line for ground state. N is equal to 1. I am showing orbits like a, like an apartment. So this is corresponding to N is equal to 2. This is corresponding to N is equal to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and somewhere will be infinity also, no? N is equal to infinity, somewhere like this. So we are talking about electron in the second orbit coming to the first orbit. So it will release light. So we will show this by an arrow. Alright. So this electron from the second orbit can come to the first orbit, or it can come from the third orbit to the first orbit, or fourth to 1, or like that from infinity to 1. So all this, they form a series. Okay. So here the first line, what is this? This N is equal to 2 to N is equal to 1. When the electron is moving, it is releasing energy in the terms of light, which we are calling it a spectra of a specific wavelength. So this is the first line in that series, and this is the maximum wavelength. Next, from N is equal to 3 to 1, you get the second line. N is equal to 4 to 1, you get the third line, so on and so forth. So for the last line, you get the minimum wavelength. Okay. So for the first line, you get the maximum wavelength. First line, max lambda. Last line, minimum lambda. Alright. So this is giving up. All these are emitted as light, and these fall under the UV category. And this whole series is called Lyman series. Lyman series. So we have just seen the expression for our wave number, which was 1 upon lambda is equal to R Z square. Let us talk about hydrogen atom, then this Z value will become equal to 1. Okay. So 1 upon N1 square minus N2 square. So here the first orbit is 1 upon 1 square. So it will be, the second one will be 1 upon 2 square. So this will be the first line. In the place of 2, if I put 3, I get the second line, because this will be common. From second orbit to first orbit, it has jumped. If I put 3, from third orbit to first orbit, it has jumped. So that is the second line. Similarly 4, similarly 5, so on and so forth up to infinity. So this what I have written here is a specific wavelength, the maximum wavelength in Lyman series. They fall under the UV category, they are not visible to eyes, and that maximum wavelength, let me just quote that value. You can make the calculation and check that maximum value is 1212 angstroms. Let me just confirm it. So here we will be talking in terms of angstrom. Angstrom is 1 into 10 power minus 10 meters. So this is corresponding to the maximum wavelength. It is the first line. So last line, the second, this n2 value will become infinity. So this is the first line. So for the last line, what you will get? Last line you get lambda minimum is equal to R. I am talking about hydrogen. So this z value will become 1. So this is 1 upon 1 square, 1 divided by infinity square. When you make the calculation, you get lambda minimum in this case as 912 angstrom. No need to remember or memorize this. You can make the calculation. You can take the value of R as 1.097 into 10 to the power of 7 meter inverse. You can put the value over here. You can make the calculation. You will get these values. Okay. I'm going to remove it. Just take a screenshot and note it down. So first series we have discussed. Okay. So this corresponds to the Lyman series. Similarly, suppose you go to the next series. Next series, what can happen? Now, for the next one, see here from 2 to 1 it jumped, 3 to 1 it jumped, 4 to 1 it jumped. Similarly, one electron can jump from 3 to 2, isn't it? 3 to 2 it can jump, or 4 to 2 it can jump, or 5 to 2 it can jump, or infinity to 2 it can jump. Even this will give a specific series. Okay. Now this series we are going to call it as Balmer series. These are all names of the scientists who have found out this. Okay. Balmer series is in the visible range. You are able to see these lines because their wavelengths are such. Their wavelengths are such. Okay. So this is the Balmer series. The first one is Lyman series. So in Balmer series, what is the change you have to do? The entire process will remain same only, but instead of 1 square here, now you are saying electron is jumping to the second orbit. So this will become, the first line will become 3 to 2. Understood? 3 to 2 will be the first line. 4 to 2 will be the second line. So if you make all these calculations, again the same logic. When you, the first line, lambda maximum value will change, and when you put here the infinity, you will get the lambda minimum value you get. So here the values are slightly different. So here lambda maximum is 6568. Okay, just showing you, and this is 3636 angstroms. So this is the minimum value, this is the maximum value. Minimum value from 3 to 2 is the first value, from infinity to 2 is the last value. That corresponds to lambda minimum. Okay. So now let us move on to the further. Now n is equal to 1 you have covered, n is equal to 2 you have covered. Now electron can jump from 4 to 3. See, the electron doesn't have to jump from 3 to 3. What is the requirement of electron jumping from the third orbit to the third orbit? Only from higher orbit to the lower orbit. All these are apartment stories. N is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. From 4th floor, someone coming to the 3rd floor. From 5th floor, someone coming to the 3rd floor. There is a possibility. Alright? So from 4th to 3rd, 5th to 3rd, 6th to 3rd, so on and so forth, infinity to 3rd. Right? So this is also called a specific series, and it is called Paschen series. Paschen series. So from here onwards, your IR region starts, infrared region starts. The whole calculations remain same, but here instead of 2 Paschen series, what will happen? This 2 will become 3 and 3 will become 4. So this will be the first line. From 4th to 3rd, first line. From 5th to 3rd, second line. From 4th to 3rd, first line. From 5th to 3rd, second line. So on and so forth. Infinity to 3rd, this will be the last line, having the minimum wavelength. Okay. So that pattern you need to understand. So here also I am not sharing all those values. You can make the calculation. See, questions are asked on this. It's very easy. You have to just remember the name. You have to follow the pattern. Alright. So you can make the calculation. R value of no, Rydberg constant value. Let us move to the next one. We have covered up to the 3. So we'll go to the 4th. So from 5th to 4th it can come. 6th to 4th, 7th to 4th, so on, infinity to 4th. So this is called bracket series. Some new name. This is also IR. See, first UV will be there, then only Balmer is visible. After that, all are IR only. They are not visible to eye. Okay. So for bracket, this 3, the first value, this will become 4, and this will become 5. Rest all the story is same. One last series will go, which is from for the 5th one. So 6th to 5th, 7th to 5th, so on and so forth, infinity to 5th. Alright. So this is called Funt series. Funt series. This also falls under IR. Alright. So here this will become 5 and the first line will become 6. You can see here this 1 upon 5 square minus 1 upon 6 square. What is happening? It's getting smaller and smaller, no? So yeah, initially it was 1 upon 1 square minus 1 upon 2 square. It was 1 minus 1 by 4. 1 minus 1 by 4 is 3 by 4. But later on this is to the power of square. What is happening? Even this value is increasing, this value is increasing. They are getting shorter and shorter, you know. So it has to be discrete lines, you know. It has to be discrete to identify. Discrete मतलब वो समझ में आना चाहिए, दिखना चाहिए, उसको identify करना आना चाहिए. नहीं तो mathematically we cannot keep on writing till infinity, na. So this is about the Funt series. So this is what is happening in the case of spectra, emission spectra. Okay. So these line series you have to remember, and any question comes on that you should be able to answer. Only one thing is you have to remember this generic equation and you have to remember the names. Start from the Lyman, Balmer, Paschen, bracket, Funt. Okay. Take a screenshot and write it. So students, let us discuss this limitations of Bohr's model. Limitations of Bohr's model proposed by, obviously Bohr's model will be proposed by Bohr only. So some points. Now, see, Bohr did his revolution for hydrogen atom. Okay, so single electron atoms, like hydrogen is there, then helium, lithium, okay, helium. For such things, it is okay. Okay, this revelation is okay for this type of single electron atoms. It is okay, but multiple electron atoms, there are some limitations. They are not very accurate. The second point is, this is the nucleus of hydrogen atom, and the electron, he said, is rotating in specific orbits, right? Specific orbits. Experimentally, it could not be proved. In fact, they said that this around the nucleus there is a cloud of, there is a name also given to that, Let me just quote it. It is called electron cloud. Okay. Instead of the specific orbits, it couldn't be proved experimentally. You see this, we will discuss in this dual nature that electron has a dual nature. It behaves like wave and it behaves like particle sometimes. When it is particle, we consider this theory that it is moving in a specific orbit. But when a wave phenomena is considered, it is not moving in specific orbits. Okay. So this is also a limitation actually. These orbits could not be located experimentally. So that is also one more limitation. Now, if you remember, when we were discussing this Bohr's theory, I said that angular momentum MVR is equal to NH by 2 pi. This also is not experimentally established. However, it is not even diffuted also. Okay? So experimental proof for this is not, but however, it is found to be correct. But experimental proof इसको नहीं दे पाए. So this is also a limitation. Then I think these are the important points. Some more are there, but these quite sums up that single electron atom, it's okay. There is a wave phenomena, Heisenberg principle, which could not be established. Heisenberg principle, which could not be established by the Bohr's model. Heisenberg, let me just write it. HEI, Heisenberg principle. I'm looking for some other important points, but these are the important points. There is Heisenberg uncertainty. This is what I am quoting about. Uncertainty principle. Here you are saying that electron is moving in a specific orbit, but this principle is again said. It is something else. It establishes the wave particle of the nature, wave phenomena of these fast-moving electrons. So these are some of the limitations, important limitations. So remember them. If any question comes, you should be able to answer on them. Okay. So with this, actually some important points of atomic physics we have discussed, and maybe we'll see some illustrations. So we will be moving on to the nuclear part. Maybe we'll see some illustrations, and any doubts you can WhatsApp me and we can discuss on that in depth. Okay then, see you in the next session. Take care. Bye bye.